Modern American Skyscrapers by Jared and Anthony.
With the rise of modern American skyscrapers, one of the most significant developments in the history of architecture changed skylines and the country of America. It transformed almost all major cities, including New York City, Chicago, and Los Angeles. The timeline began in the late 19th century, with pioneers wanting a new era of vertical expansion. The timeline of modern American skyscrapers is a mix of technological advancements, cultural shifts, and the rapid growth of urbanization.
The modern American skyscraper era started in 1844 with the Home Insurance Building in Chicago. The Home Insurance Building is known as the first skyscraper in the world, designed by William LeBaron Jenney. Although it only stands at 10 stories and 138 feet tall, its use of steel frame construction was a promise of what the following skyscrapers would achieve. The steel frame design allowed for additional height, leading to the exploratory wonder of how far buildings could be pushed vertically. Undoubtedly, this building ignited an architectural breakthrough that shifted how cities in the United States were shaped.
There was further innovation, and the concept of the skyscraper accelerated during the end of the 1800s as well as the early 1900s. In New York City, the Woolworth Building, finished in 1913, became the tallest building, surpassing Chicago's skyscraper, raising a record height of 791 feet and 51 stories tall. Designed by architect Cass Gilbert, the building marked an iconic milestone in the pride and advancements of the country by claiming domination in the economy and construction by becoming the tallest building.
However, the true defining phase of skyscrapers was the Chrysler and Empire State Building, which was constructed during the late 1920s and 1930s. The trend to go bigger was happening. The Chrysler Building, completed in 1929 and designed by William Van Allen, reached 1,046 feet and 77 stories, pushed new limits. The Empire State Building, designed by Shreve, Lamb, and Harmon, completed in 1931, soared to 1,451 feet and 100 stories tall, pushing those limits even further.
The international style greatly impacted on the designs of buildings in America, and skyscrapers underwent severe change after World War II. During this period, several modernists such as Philip Johnson, Ludwig Miles van der Rohe, and the Skidmore, Ownings, and Merrill firms emerged.
They practiced modernism by adding principles such as function over form, showcasing how materials were used instead of embellishment, and simplicity. American skyscrapers were no longer full of decorations and ornate details. Instead, the focus turned to a clean, minimalistic look. This was made possible due to the change in society and new technology.
With the rise of dictators in the 1930s, European architects fled to the United States. Walter Gropius, Marcel Breuer, and Ludwig Miles van der Rohe, for example. Their escape led to the surge of international style designs in the United States of America, primarily in government and corporate buildings. The international style marked a pivotal shift in the aesthetics of the international buildings, changing from useless ornamental to a form of focused, functionality-oriented architecture instead. Buildings were now composed of glass, steel, concrete, and other industrial materials.
The international style developed between the world wars during the 1920s to 1930s in France, Germany, and the Netherlands as an architectural response to the fast-paced technological developments and social shifts in Europe and World War I. This style emerged with the evolution of industrialization and mass production of goods, resulting in a societal transformation as designers sought new futuristic approaches to architecture.
German institutions such as the Bauhaus School promoted integration of art, craft, and technology, which greatly shaped the development of international style in architecture. During the rise of totalitarianism, a wave of political instability forced the international designers to immigrate, helping spread international stylers throughout North America, where it dominated architectural design after World War II.
The Seagram Building, located in New York City, constructed under Ludwig Mies van der Rohe's supervision in 1958, was one of the first renowned examples of the international style. This style was marked with a glass surface, large open areas, and a minimalistic structure embodying modernism. Philip Johnson was instrumental in introducing the international style to a broader audience through his 1932 Museum of Modern Art exhibition.
The international style was also featured in the Glass House located in Connecticut, where Philip Johnson used an open design focusing on the honesty of materials and structure. These buildings presume that our structure must be efficient, useful, and stripped down without unnecessary establishments.
The mid-20th century developed new technology which allowed taller skyscrapers that were also more efficient to be constructed. The introduction of high-speed elevators, air conditioning, reinforced concrete, and several other advanced structural materials made it possible for skyscrapers to soar. Early skyscrapers used steel frames, which were later on enhanced with greater concrete and additional materials to improve the stability and efficiency of the buildings.
Sustainability and green building features minimize environmental impact through energy efficiency, renewable energy use, waste reduction, and environmentally friendly materials.
The introduction of curtain walls in the 1930s and skyscrapers and towers changed the 20th century architectural landscape. A curtain wall is defined as a non-structural outer covering of a building that is not load-bearing and is mostly commonly composed of metals and glass. The installation of curtain walls allowed for flexible and open workable spaces within the skyscraper, making the vertical office building contain numerous roles for better management. Some key features of modern American skyscraper architecture are steel frame, curtain wall system, reinforced concrete, minimalistic designs, sustainability, and green building features.
Steel frame or skeleton frame, composed of vertical steel columns and I-beams constructed in a rectangular grid. Reinforced concrete is made of composite material combining concrete's compressive strength with steel's tensile strength. The minimalistic design prioritizes simplicity, functionality, and the essential elements. Sustainability and green building features minimize environmental impact through energy efficiency, renewable energy use, waste reduction, and environmentally friendly materials.
From the 1980s onwards, skyscrapers reverted back to a more colorful era, with the incorporation of aesthetic and decorative features in the construction. Termed ornamentations were developed and concentrated on building facades, concentrating on detail and beauty rather than usefulness. Examples are noteworthy buildings such as the John Hancock Center and the Bank of America Plaza, which show the use of modern design together and an addition of appealing decorative features.
Moving towards the 21st century, the world started paying more attention to the environmental sustainability challenges facing the planet. For this reason, skyscrapers began to integrate green building techniques, new modern frameworks, and cutting technologies. One World Trade Center in New York City, designed by David Childs, is an example. With the height of 1,776 feet, 104 stories, the One World Trade Center proudly symbolizes resilience as it is the tallest building in the United States of America.
Renewed efforts towards green architecture continue driving skyscraper design in the 21st century. New buildings like the Willis and Central Park Tower in New York City are now built with self-sustaining solar panels, employing ecological sustainable energy construction techniques, exemplifying the embrace of environmental responsibility.
The rise of new American skyscrapers became with new wave of innovation. Urban settings were expanded, giving greater significance to progress in the postmodern era. The cultural shift in society during that period were significant because people fled to new places like New York or Chicago, thus leading to a greater urbanization combined with high-tech advancements.
This architectural wonder that shaped the skyline of these major cities served as a symbol of innovation and modernity. The evolution of the American skyscrapers began in the late 19th century, reached new heights through the 20th century, and continued to shape the design of skyscrapers today.
Thank you for watching to the end of this video. We hope you enjoyed this presentation.